Good afternoon, folks. Guess what today is? Today is first day out on the water. It's March 27th, and I'm currently driving up Route 100 towards Pottstown, Pennsylvania. And my wife is behind me, and we're going to leave a car there for a shuttle. And going to do a little shakedown trip with an overnight camp on the Schuylkill River tonight. Kind of excited about this. It's a campsite I've never used before. Not doing a lot of miles. I'm just kind of doing a little shakedown of gear and everything, getting ready for our Pine Creek, PA Grand Canyon trip in a couple of weeks. So just out by myself, only going to do a few miles today, set up camp, and then tomorrow morning wake up and have about 5 or 6 miles before I get home. But looking forward to it. Should be a lot of fun. Talk to you when we're on the water. Bye. If I die, Cindy, just have Johnny Ryan contact Cisco, and they'll do everything you need to know.
And how soon can I get a dog?
Huh?
How soon can I get a big dog?
Big dog? I guess. I don't know. You don't even have to wait time in the ground, I guess.
Before the funeral?
Everything be secure, Cindy. I got my provisions. I got my tent.
Hasta la vista, baby.
What?
Make sure you go downstream.
All right.
I love you.
Love you too.
Happy
Bye, Cindy.
trails. I guess
Have
we'll see you
fun.
tomorrow.
Don't miss me.
Of course I'll miss you. Be safe. You're going the wrong way.
I'm going to try to go upriver a little bit first.
Okay. Good luck with that.
Bye, Cindy.
Bye.
Not going too fast.
Yeah, I see that. You're having trouble.
Curve's pretty rough.
Looks like you're staying still. Guess you're going that way.
Bye, Cindy.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you too. Now you're cooking with gas.
All right, folks. Here we are on the river. First paddle of the season. Just put in at Union Meadows Park in Birdsboro, I believe. Maybe Douglasville. And I'm not going far today, just a couple of miles to a campsite at the Fred Doberstein Overlook campsite. And just going to do a little dry run for my Pine Creek trip in a couple of weeks. Thinking about my pack list and how I'm packing the boat, how I'm loading it up. I always bring way more stuff than I need. So I'm going to try to figure out what I can get rid of, what I do need, what I don't need, and what's the most efficient way to pack it so it fits on the boat the best way. So that's the plan. All right. Oh man, how I have missed this over the winter. I don't think I've been out since right around Thanksgiving, I think was the last time I got out. I don't think I've been on the river since probably early October. Water's really moving fast. It's still really dirty. It's high, obviously. Big difference I think in the river this year is we had a lot of snow this year, and especially up north had a lot of snow. So I'm guessing most of that is gone by this point, but still the river is a lot higher at this point than it was this time last year. So I'm just cruising along and tossing out the line, seeing if anything happens. All right, here comes the first little bit of moving water. Let's see if I can get around this nonsense. Ferry over to that good run. There we go. There we go. Now this here, I believe, this is the Montesey Bridge. So according to my map, the campsite should only be about another mile. So I just came up on this little landing here, and it's not on the map, and it seems like it's too early for the campsite because I literally just passed the bridge over there. But I'm going to check and make sure because I've looked for this campsite before and missed it. So I mean, this looks like it's in a bit of disrepair here. It's like someone put some effort into building something out here. No. No, I think this is probably private property. Yeah, it looks like someone takes care of this and there's some equipment here. So, I'm guessing it ain't it, so let's jump on back in the boat and see what we can do. Well, that was graceful. Alrighty. Go down a little more, see what we see. Well, looks like there's a freight track on the other side of the river. I imagine that'll be keeping me company later on tonight. What do you think? Think the midnight train to Georgia will come by and tell me to wake my ass up when I'm trying to sleep? We'll see. We shall see. Ooh. Little stream over here we're going to go up. Let's see if I can get across without getting washed away. Tough going perpendicular to the current. If I can get across here without getting washed too far down, I should be able to get back up into this creek. I'll have to look at the map and see what this is. Alright. Guess who's out of shape? Needs to get their paddle back on. Show you where we are. Nice little creek. Empties out into the river. I don't know how far up I can go. Let's find out what this creek is. Looking at our map. Well, we just went under the Montesey Bridge, and this here is the Montesey Creek. Alrighty then. It's 4:30. I'm on the Montesey Creek. So I'm going to paddle up just a little bit and then drift this. And see what happens. Yeah, so I want to be at the campsite by 5:30, just in case it's occupied or just not a good place to camp. That way, if I get there and it sucks and I don't want to be there, that'll give me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get down to Pottstown to my car. So let's go and paddle up here another couple hundred yards and then drift a little bit, get back into the river and look for the campsite. Fishing a floating worm in bubblegum color. I like using this in the spring. Looks like a dying worm. Floats, I tug on it. Kind of sinks, I give it another little tug. Now we're coming back up on the river, exiting Montesee Creek. I'd like to come back up that creek later on this summer. Good to know, good to see that. Here we go, back into the river. You can see that current's moving pretty good. I think I got about 3/4 of a mile to get down to the campsite. It's kind of nice being out here this time of year before the before everything blooms and before there's leaves on the trees. You can see a lot in the forest that you don't see in the summer when it's all grown in. Now, for those of you that followed my adventure down here last year, the Schuylkill River Trail, the walking and biking path, is here to my right, not too far off. And in fact, the campsite that I'm using is right along the trail. And from what I understand, it's something that's fairly popular with bikers. People who bike the trail will use that as one of their campsites. I think I see it. It's going to be pretty hairy getting up from the water. See some steps there. Can't tell if that's a 10. Oh, damn, there's already a 10 set. Looks like my SOL. Looks like you're staying there. Well, guess I won't be staying here. Came on up and got up top, and already some people here. Already set up. They've taken it over. So if they were here and I met them, maybe that's a different story, but they're not here. They're probably out on their bikes or something. So yeah, I'm gonna pass. Well, folks, that sucks. The people at the campsite, nothing you can do. Is first come, first serve. But now I got to bust it to get back to my truck, because there's no other camping between here and the truck. It's about 5:30, so I got about 90 minutes to do 6 miles on the river. So I think with the way the river's moving, it should be okay. But here's the reality. I've been sitting on my ass for a few months, and I know I ain't in great shape. So banging out these 6 miles in 90 minutes in July or August is a different story. Banging them out in 90 minutes on your first time on the river in many months, and going to be feeling it. So, go drink up a little water. Then I'm going to put on some music and just going to start banging out some miles. So we'll see what happens. Here we go. You know, the biggest bummer about this whole thing is that, you know, one of the reasons I wanted to come out here tonight, was just as a little shakedown for a trip I have coming up in a few weeks with some buddies. And, yeah, the thing is, I got some gear over the winter. Wanted to try it out. Right now, I'm sitting in. I got a new seat for the kayak, which jury is out. I haven't decided if I like it as much as the other one. I sit lower in the boat. That's maybe not my favorite position. So I'll have to think about that. But I also got some new camping stuff that I was really looking forward to trying out. I got a new sleeping bag and a new mattress pad. It's a whole new sleep system that I was looking forward to trying out. And I had some good food packed. So it's going to be a chill night. Just eating. Had a couple movies downloaded to my iPad. Brought my book, my Kindle with me to read a little bit. Just going to chill out. Now, bright side. The forecast is for rain. So there's probably a 75% chance that tomorrow morning I would have woken up in the rain and had to break down camp and put everything away wet and then paddle the 6 miles I'm doing now in the rain to get back to my car. So let's look for bright shiny objects here and acknowledge that at least I'm not going to get wet. Well, at least I'm not going to get rained on. I may get wet just paddling and flip, or who the hell knows what happens, but let's just take that for what it is. And I'll get home tonight. I'll get to sleep with my wife, my nice comfy bed, and wake up dry. So that's all I got to say about that. They weren't too happy to see me. Now, I didn't record it, but just by coincidence, before I went under the bridge there behind me, there were two guys walking across the bridge. They yelled hello, I yelled hello back, and something just said, you know what, that might be the guys from the campsite. So I asked them, I said, you guys camping? They said, yeah, we are. I said, well, I was going to be your roommate for the night, but I thought it was rude to set up without asking permission to make sure you guys were cool with it, so so I kept on going. They said, well, make a 360 and come on back. Nah, ain't happening. I don't think they were getting ready for fun though. From the looks of the bags they were carrying, I'm thinking like they just went and got some beer or something, because it looked like they each had about a 12-pack in a bag. So they'll have a good time tonight, and I'll be home with my wife. It's all goodness. Doing pretty well. I think I'm doing about 4 miles an hour, so it's going faster than I hoped, or faster than I thought it would. The wind has kind of died down, and the only downside is I'm on kind of a slow, flat part of the river, so all my progress is manual, and get there when we get there, but at least I should make it before dark, which is a good thing. Here we are coming up into Pottstown. It's the Hanover Street Bridge. Just past that on the right is the ramp in my car. Alrighty, well, Wasn't how I expected this journey to end today. I thought I'd be riverside camping, having a good time, but here I am at the dock in Pottstown. Boat's all loaded up, and be headed home in a couple minutes. You know, one thing, if anything, this showed is, you know, when you go out on something like this, you got to have a plan B. And for me, all along, the plan B was exactly what I'm doing now. You know, if I got to the place and it was either not a good place to camp, or if it was occupied like it turned out to be, my plan all along was to come back here and just not have the trip. So, not ideal, but you know, when you go out on something like this, you need to understand that, hey, things might not work out, so you always need to be thinking about what are the options and what do you do if things don't go as planned. So, yeah, again, look at the bright side, right? Get a lesson out of this. And we'll try it again another time, and in 3 or 4 weeks, I'll be up back at Grand Canyon of PA, Pine Creek Gorge, with a couple buddies, and we'll bang that sucker out. Till then, see ya.